I'm in the process of taking my Roth IRA from $0 to $7 million. And this is how I'm doing it. But first, let me backtrack for those who are unfamiliar with what a Roth IRA is. A Roth IRA is simply a retirement savings account that allows contributions of after-tax income. So to put it plain and simple, a Roth IRA is an account that allows you to take money that you've already earned and already been taxed on from your 9 to 5 and invest or trade within it. And then any profits that you make from that account will never be taxed again as long as you allow those profits to remain in your account until you're at least 59 and a half. So let's say during the span of your life you make $30 million in this account, well, you will not be taxed on any money that you made within that account. And for the year of 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 into a Roth IRA. And you can do this as long as you make less than $146,000 annually for a person who is single or $230,000 for somebody who is married. But to truly understand how powerful a Roth IRA can be, you need to understand how powerful compound interest can be over long periods of time. Compound interest is simply like a superpower for your money. Compound interest is the interest you earn not on the original amount you put in, but also on the interest that money has already earned. So let's break it down with an example. Say you invest $1,000 in an account that gives you a 5% annual interest rate. At the end of the year, you'll have $1,050. Now, with compound interest, the next year you won't just earn 5% on that initial $1,000, you'll earn 5% on that $1,050. So you'll earn $52.50 instead of just $50. And this process just keeps repeating, and over time your money grows faster because you're earning interest on both your initial amount and interest it accumulates. And the key here is time. The longer your money stays invested, the more time it has to grow due to compound interest. Starting to save or invest early like in your 20s can make a massive difference because even small contributions can grow substantially over time. So think of compound interest as a magical snowball effect where your money grows, and the longer you leave it untouched, the bigger it gets. It's a great way to make your money work for you in the long run. So this graph right here shows you just how powerful compound interest can be. Now this shows you a person the age of 30 years old who wants to retire by 65 and currently has $0 invested, but is willing to put in $7,000 per year and averages a 10% return annually. By the time they are 65, their account will have grown from $0 to $1.94 million. However, if that person had to pay taxes on their gains throughout the years, they would make $782,873 less than what they would make within a Roth IRA. And I don't know about you, but I could probably use an extra $782,000. However, what would a person's account look like who can consistently outperform the market? Like, let's say if you were able to do 52% per year instead of the average 10%. Well, if that exact same person could average 52% per year, they would have $6.59 million in their account. And as long as they're doing that within a Roth IRA, that would be a tax savings of $3.6 million. Well, that person I'm referring to is me. I have been consistently outperforming the market within my Roth IRA over the last several years. And in fact, I'm not just doing 52%. Over the last year, I've done 100.10% returns in my Roth IRA. So you can see here, this is a screenshot from my Roth IRA with Fidelity, but my 1 year return was 100.10%, whereas the S&P 500 averaged 25.0% during that period of time. So I effectively had returns 4 times bigger than the S&P 500. Now your next question should be, well, how did you do it? Well, the truth is I'm not some expert stock picker. I didn't get lucky from Nvidia shooting up or Tesla or Bitcoin or any of these crazy things. I'm an options trader and trading options is my primary source of income. But in order to help others who want to create an extra source of income, I created an online community called Trade to Freedom. Within this community, I post my actual trades in real time so you can see exactly what I am doing to make money. But in addition to that, I created an A to Z options course also called Trade to Freedom that all community members get for free. So if you're looking for a transformation, feel free to join us in Trade to Freedom. The link is in the description below. But here's a little bit more on how I was able to generate these type of returns. So within my Roth IRA specifically, the option strategies that I use are typically credit spreads and iron condors. Now an iron condor is an option strategy that you can generate income from for a stock price staying between a specific price range. So let's say you have a stock that is trading at $50 and you predict it'll stay between $45 and $55 for a specific period of time. You could open up an iron condor and receive income for the stock price doing just that. Now, I want to show you guys how you would go about setting up an iron condor. Now remember, the goal is for the stock price to remain within the specific range you've selected until the options expire. If it stays within that range, you can make profit. However, if the stock price moves too much beyond that range, you might face losses. So essentially, it's a strategy where you benefit if the stock stays relatively stable within a defined range, but there's a risk if it moves too much in either direction. So here I have Tesla's options chain pulled up, and I've selected an expiration date of 10 days from now. So what we can do is come over to the options chain, and I always look at the delta. So the delta you can see right here, but it is essentially just the probability that the event occurs. So the delta shows you how likely it is for Tesla's stock price to move to the strike price by the expiration date. So if we select this strike price of 207.5, we can see the delta is saying that there is a 0.05% chance that it hits that strike price by that expiration date. So there's a 5% chance that it hits that strike price. So the first thing we need to do is select what range we think the stock price will stay in within this time period. So I will go 207.5, and then on the call side, we'll also stay at a delta of 0.05, and that gives us 266.67. So you can right click here, sell, and I'll go to Iron Condor, and it will automatically pull up some of the strike prices for you. Now, an Iron Condor is a four-legged strategy. So you'll have a short put and short call along with a long put and a long call. Now we already have our short call strike selected, and now I just need to select the long call strike. So I'm going to do a $20 range between my strikes. So my short strike is 266.67. So my long call will be 286.67. And now we need to select our short put and long put. For the short put, we said we will select $207.5. And the same thing on this side, I need to select a long put that is a $20 difference from the 207. So let me select 187.5, and they don't have a 187.5, so you can just select the closest one. In this case, it will be 186. And the next thing you need to do is select how many contracts you would like to have. In this case, they defaulted to 10 contracts, and I think that is fine. And if I open up these contracts right now, I will receive $55 per contract. So let's hit confirm and send. And as you can see from this line right here, we will receive $543 for opening up this trade. And that is the basics of how to open up an Iron Condor. But here's a video of me discussing Iron Condors in much more depth. Now, if you do want to trade within a Roth IRA using these options techniques, you'll want to select a brokerage that allows for you to use credit spreads in Iron Condors. And not every brokerage allows that. However, Fidelity is one that does allow it, and I have most of my retirement accounts with Fidelity. But that's it for this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and come join us in Trades of Freedom if you're ready for that type of transformation. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.